credit management earlier in previous versions, there were we were I mean we can able to see the two parts. One was the finance level which we can able to set up, and another one was the sales and distribution level. Now if we can see in S4 HANA, from in S4 HANA, that completely has been removed. Okay, even the only the we were able to see, we can able to create credit control area. That credit control area we were able to assign to company code, and also at the same time, okay, by using FD32 transaction code over there, FD we were able to maintain the credit limits of the business partner. Okay, now that concept completely has been overruled in S4 HANA. So they have come up with the, if everybody, if anyone, if any client would like to go for the implementation of the credit management, they must have to involve a FSCM consultant, FSCM expert who knows the, okay, in and out of the credit management. Okay, let us discuss about the credit management. What was the changes as compared with the ECC and FSCM credit management? What are the differences? Please concentrate. This is the important thing for your interview point of view also, because if you understood this concept well, then uh, it is easy for you to, okay, crack your interview also. And also not only for the interview, for your real time perspective also, this is what exactly it is going to happen. Okay, first let me share, let me present that SAP system so that, okay, so the configuration for the credit management, if we can go, I'm just showing this step. Okay, earlier it was the part of enterprise structure where we are able to create the credit control area. Okay, now you can see here, define segment, define credit control area. If you define this credit control area, now only the part is the what, it is only the, it is not sufficient for FSCM credit management. Even if you can see sales and distribution, somewhere it is there. Let me show you. Okay, let me go to the transaction code slash n FD32. You can see here the note which is coming. Okay, a new functionality exists for this function. See the SAP note. Okay, this is meaning that the old functionality has been absoluted and a new functionality has been, they have come up with a new functionality. Okay, now I just want to show you. Now let us understand the concept, how SAP, how FSCM credit management, which is going to support then. Now earlier what we are having, okay, now I have the one credit control area. Let us assume, let me take this one, credit control area. Let us assume credit control area, credit control area 1, let us assume. Now, so now under this one credit control area can be assigned to multiple company codes, and also depends on the business requirement. Okay, either they can follow the one credit control area for all the company codes, or okay, multiple, or each company code wise they want to follow the one credit. Each and individual company code should have the credit control area. Again, that is that depends on the business requirement. We cannot say that one. Okay, in the real time, okay, that will be decided by the, but as a consultant we need to provide the best practice solution. Okay, most of the cases what will be there, Okay, every country level, okay, we can define the credit control area, but again it's a depends on the business requirement. Now let us assume I have the two credit control areas. Okay, under this credit control area, as I have explained, one controlling area, one credit control area can be assigned to multiple company codes. Okay, now we'll see that company code. Company code A. I have the company code A, then at the same time company code B. Company code A, company code B is there. Now let us assume, now, okay, credit control area 2. Let us think about credit control area 2. Okay, now I have a one common customer. Okay, one common customer. Okay, one business partner. Okay, let me take this example. Now we have the one business partner or customer where he is customer XYZ, okay, where he is dealing with the multiple company codes. Now in ECC 6 perspective, if we talk about ECC 6 point of view, the credit control area which we were able to maintain the credit limit, how much credit limit we want. Let us assume the credit limit 10,000 rupees. Here I can give for this credit control area, I can give the 20,000. Okay, it's depends on my requirement. Here what I am trying to do here, the credit control, in case if the credit control areas, if the each and every company code, okay, we want to follow the different credit control area. Here what is going to happen, because once the customer will be placed order, then customer will be created under company code, but that company code, okay, and also one more thing, the sales organization will be created under company code. Okay, now I'm just pulling here. Then the relationship, we need to understand the relationship. Here is the sales organization. Okay, now the relationship, if we can understand the relationship, how the it is going to the relationship under company code. Okay, the under company code, we are going to create the sales organization. So meaning that the sales organization will be assigned to the company code. Without this function, we cannot. Okay, under the company code, we are going to assign the sales organization. Okay, under the sales org with help of the sales organization, we are going to create the customer. Okay, so the customer already interlinked to sales organization, the sales organization already interlinked to company code. Then again, the credit control area, okay, the credit control area will be already assigned to the company code. Okay, it's a depends on the, maybe the same credit control area can be assigned to multiple company codes. So with this combination, what system does, whenever we are going to place the order, okay, there are multiple credit checks are there. Okay, statistic check, dynamic check, and also document value. There are multiple credit checks are available. About the checks we will talk later. Okay, first let us understand the concept. What is the difference between as compared with ECC6 and S4 HANA? Okay, now what system does, whenever we are going to create the sales order with help of okay, if the customer is already assigned to particular sales organization, whenever we are creating the sales order, what system will do, okay, first system will check, okay, this customer is relevant for this sales organization. This sales organization is created under this company code. Under this for this company code, which credit control area has been assigned. At the same time, if the credit control area, okay, if the customer has the proper limit, then the system will allow users to place the orders. Okay, this is the concept of in ECC 6.0. But now let me go to the system. Let me take one business partner, but that is not sufficient. I'll take any one of business partner, existing business partner. Let me take this one. I am just showing this one. The credit management, the role is that UKM 000. Let me go and take this one, UKM 000. Yes, this is the one. SAP credit management. As soon as once you assign the system will populate two options in the business partner. Okay, now you can see here the credit profile, credit worthiness data, and as well as credit segment. Okay, now if I go to the credit profile, okay, credit profile, what exactly it contains? Okay, rules, these are the scoring. Okay, even the external scoring also, based on the scoring also we can able to, okay, give the credit limits. Okay, risk class is a mandatory. Okay, what is the risk category? Okay, we'll discuss about the risk categories in upcoming sessions, the checking rules and all. First let us go to the credit segment. This is the important thing. Now you can see here, you can see here, we are we are not able to see here the credit control area here. What I have explained here, we are just assigning the credit limit at credit control area. But now are we able to see the credit control area in this business partner? See, now the credit limit which I am going to maintain here. Okay, if I compare with the credit manager, I mean there is no option to select here credit control area. But what is the option we are having here? Instead of credit control area, we are having the SAP has been provided that credit segment. Okay, so the credit segment, it's a depends on your business requirement, which credit segment will be applicable for your, okay, then we need to select this one. Okay, so the as soon as I will explain you. Okay, the credit segment is the top node for the credit control area, the relationship. Understand the relationship, credit segment. Okay, the credit segment is the top node into the FSCM credit management when we are going to implement the credit segment. And also remember the credit segment. Okay, once you create the credit segment, once you release that credit segment, you cannot deactivate that one, the credit segment. Okay, that we will discuss anyhow during the configuration. I will explain you what are the steps need to be configured. But now credit segment is the important here. Now the credit segment most are the cases will be defined for the, it's either it's a central or decentralized. Again, that is also depends on the requirement. But now most are the cases the credit segment will be defined. Each country will have the one credit segment. Okay, in the implementation perspective. Okay, I'm just giving a hint. Each country wise we can define. Again, that will be the decision, the final decision will be taken by the client side. Okay, the credit segment is the top node here. Okay, under the one credit segment, remember, one credit segment can be assigned to multiple credit control areas. Then one credit control area can be assigned to multiple company codes here. And at the same time, one company code can have the multiple sales organization. Then one sales organization can have the multiple customers. But now what is the difference between if I assign the credit segment here? Okay, what is the difference between as compared with S4 HANA? Okay, now let us assume under this credit segment I may have the, okay, I will the same credit segment is been assigned to two credit control areas. Okay, now let us assume here the concept. Now the same credit segment is been assigned to multiple credit control areas here. Okay, here what is going to happen? Okay, what is going to happen? Now let us assume the system will check the total credit limit for this customer which we are going to offer. Okay, let's see that credit limit, let us assume 50,000 rupees. Okay, let us assume 50,000 rupees. Now, now if you want to divide this credit limit, okay, what will happen? What system does if the customer, okay, so whether if you are going to place the sales order by using this company code or by using this company code, because the central component, central credit check component is that credit segment. Okay, so what system does, even though if this company code has been assigned to different credit control area also, even though but the same credit control area is already interlinked to one credit segment. Based on this one, the system ultimately, the final at the end, the system will check whether which credit segment has been assigned to this company code. I mean this credit control area, this credit control area already interlinked to this credit segment. So if the credit limit will be available, then the system will allow users to place the sales order. Otherwise, system will give the warning message or error message, or system will allow users to create the sales order, and it will block the delivery. It's a depends on the configuration how we are going to build in the system. That is a depends on the business requirement. Okay, now the credit check. Now we need to understand the credit check in the FSCM credit management. It is going to happen at credit segment level, not at credit control area. Okay, the top node in FSCM credit management is that credit segment is the top node to check the credit limits. If whichever the customer has been created under the company code, and also this is the relationship what we need to understand. Okay, now the sales organization, under the with respect to sales organization, we have created customer will be created with help of the sales organization. Under company code will be assigned to sales organization, and one company code, the same and one credit control area can have multiple company codes, and one credit segment can have the multiple credit control areas. We need to understand this logic, so that if we can understand, then it will be easy for us to, okay, to understand the
Uh,
FSCM credit management. Yes, Venkat.
Hi Vijay. Sorry to cut you. I have one doubt actually.
Yes, tell
So,
me.
if I say, under company code and sales organization and a customer, well known, I am fine. So,
Mm.
when it comes to the segment and credit controlling area, if I ask, like we have already credit control in controlling area, why we would need to create credit segment? And second question is, what is the criteria to create multiple credit segments or multiple credit controlling area?
Okay. Now let us assume now you have a in India. Okay, now Indian company codes. Okay, you have a multiple company codes in India. Okay, let us assume first we'll talk about the credit control area.
Hmm.
Then we'll go for the credit segment, Venkat. Okay. Now let us assume you have a two company codes. One is in India, one is in US. Let us assume. Okay,
Hmm.
now each company code you want to have a, okay, the customer is a only one customer. Okay, one customer is dealing business with multiple company codes. Okay, now you want to provide to the customer the credit limit is a different limits. Okay, now in this case you must have to create two credit control areas. Okay, so
Okay,
each credit control
different level
area,
credit. Mhm. Sorry, please go ahead.
see
Go
now,
ahead.
no problem. See, this credit control area, maybe you want to give the limit 10,000. This credit control area, maybe you want to give the 15,000 rupees. Okay, so that could be the reason we would require two credit control areas.
Okay.
You want to provide different limits here. There is no, I mean, see, if you want to deviate this limit, only one limit for all the customers, that is fine, one segment is fine. But now if you would like to give the multiple credit limit, different credit limits for, right, you want to give the different credit limits uh, for each credit control area wise.
Okay, the main criteria is the limit. That is why we are
Limit.
creating a multiple. Yeah.
Exactly. Then let us assume these credit control areas will be assigned to credit segment. Whenever we are placing the order, either it's a sales order, delivery, whatever it may be. So all multiple credit control areas, because now let us assume in this case, now I have the two credit control areas. Two credit control areas will be created under one segment. If I am going to assign one segment, two credit control areas will be assigned to one credit segment. The universal, if this is having 15,000, this is having 10,000, here my total limit would be only 25,000 rupees only. Okay, these 25,000 rupees which I am going to divide into the two parts, one is for 10,000, for one is for 15,000. Okay, either however you want you can define, but here also if you want to, if you do not want to even provide 10,000 also, you can give 5,000 here, 5,000 limit to this credit control area. Here the rest 20,000 you can give it. Okay, it's a depends on your business requirement, but ultimate the final one is that at the end the credit check, if these two credit control areas will have the appropriate credit limit, then the system will, since here see this credit control area belongs to another company code, this control area belongs to other, I mean it is been assigned to other company code, but now if you are placing the order this company code, at this company code level, which credit control area has been assigned, whether that credit control area has the limit or not. And finally, once this will be done, once here the credit check will be completed, again the system will go at top node level. Okay, two credit control areas, if the customer is having the, okay fine, the customer is having the two credit control areas, whether the total limit which is available or not, again the top node level the system will perform the credit check here. Most
So
of
there
the
is
cases
additional
the
control.
credit, yes, exactly. Additional control, because earlier we were able to only the credit control area level we were able to define credit limits, Venkat. But now in FSCM, whereas once we move to the FSCM credit control area, then we must have to define the segment level. Okay, now whenever we are defining the segment, even the segment also there is an option. Okay, there is an option. Now if I have the multiple credit segment also, which I would like to contribute the total limit, total limit to the total limit, in the sense now this is having 5,000, this is having 20,000, the total should be equal to my main segment area amount. Okay, credit limit also there is a checkbox is there. If you select that one, then that will be the always the system will check that one at top node level only. Okay, even though if you are not going to select only one credit segment also, the system will check credit segment level only, the credit check. This is what it is going to happen in FSCM. Yeah, Venkat, is it clear now?
Yeah, clear. So we can also call it as a, this is the organization structure for credit management, right? Credit segment,
Exactly.
controlling area, company code,
Yeah.
and sales arc, and the customers. Oh,
Customer, exactly, this is the structure only, Venkat. And also remember, as I have explained, that most are the cases the credit segment it's a credit segment will be defined at country level. Now let us assume if we have the our company code business, our organization business is running in multiple countries, then each country wise we can define, we would suggest them to go by the one credit segment for one country. And also, but that too, that is a depends on the business requirement only, but we need to tell them how the credit segment is going to work in terms of country level. Okay, then we need to run one full cycle so that they will understand how the controls will be there, how the system is going to work. Okay, but that is the depends on the business requirement, but the best practice is that each country will have, each country wise if we define the one credit segment, it will be easy for them to, okay, then the credit control will be, because why we need to define each country level, because the reason being that the country to country the currency will be differ, right? So that is the reason we can suggest them, because currency to currency the difference limits which we are going to assign to the into the business partner. So that is the reason we can, but and also one business partner can have the multiple segments also. Now we can see I can select multiple segments also, business area, somebody, okay, just they just have created like this, but this is the credit segment only. Okay, main credit segment. Now see what I was telling, that if you have the multiple credit segments also, then if you want to contribute that credit, I mean total limit, if you want to represent to the main segment level also, if you select the main segment level, the total credit limit will be appear here. And if you want to select, if you want to see that each individual credit segment wise also, we can see the limits here. Okay, so for this one what we would require is a what we would require is a complete sales and distribution configuration. End-to-end configuration is to be required for this one. Okay, now let us see that one. There are different type of credit controls are there. Okay, so what are the credit controls? We'll see that one. Okay, those the credit controls also important thing. One moment. Okay, here it is. I got it. Okay, so okay, so here here we have the so okay, we need to activate the credit management. The activation of the credit management part I will explain you. Okay, so now here in this one there are we need to understand the different type of credit checks are there. Okay, so the credit checks, what are the credit checks which are having? Let's see, let me show you. Okay, so these credit checks are very important one. Okay, the credit checks are statistic credit check, dynamic credit checks, document value level check. Okay, so different credit checks are there. Okay, so the credit checks dispute management. Okay, this one where it is there. One
We cannot see your screen, Vijay. It is still there in the BP mode only.
yeah, yes, I'm there in the BP only. I'm not moving. Then I'm just
Oh,
checking
okay, fine.
activation.
Got it.
Activation of the collections management. No, I have some document, existing document. I'm just referring that one. SAP collections management. Because okay, so then let me go to the configuration. Okay, now under financial supply chain management, here we can able to see here for the credit management, there are two folders where we can able to see the credit monitoring, integration with accounts receivable and accounts payable. So now under this credit risk monitoring, where we can see the master data. Under master data we can able to see here credit segment. Okay, so the credit segment, let me go and define the credit segment. What is the credit segment? Okay, let me define here the credit segment. TRM. Then currency. Okay, as I told, currency is an INR currency. Exchange rate, always the exchange rate, it's a M only. Add contribution to the main credit segment. This is what sorry, what I was explaining. Okay, now if you have the multiple credit segments, you would like to contribute, mean the credit limit what you are going to specifying. Okay, then the child credit segments will be interlinked to the parent credit segment. Okay, if you have a such scenario, you can activate this one. Okay, now always the credit check you can see here. Okay, now if you have the multiple credit segments, okay, for I mean if you want to perform the credit check at mains, I mean the contribution at main segment level, you can select this one, but most are the cases the credit check will be on segment level only. Okay, the option number two, you just select this option number two, then save it. Okay, now Now let me come back. See, now there is a one small thing here. Okay, whatever the configuration which we are doing under this credit risk monitoring, under this credit management, then the same configuration again we have to do the, because now credit segment I have created the same segment which I need to create even in the sales and distribution area also, because I don't know why SAP has given like that. Even if I come to here, if I come to here, integration with the sales, okay, accounts receivable, accounts, see now accounts receivable and sales and distribution. If I come here again, I need to create the again integration with accounts receivable and accounts payable, then sales and distribution. If I come here again, I need to create the define credit segment. Again, I need to do, okay, sometimes the system, even we can multiple times the same configuration need to do here also. Okay, then let's see, there are different kind of credit checks are there. Okay, I just want to show you this one. Let us discuss about the first the credit checks. There are the statistic credit check, dynamic credit checks, which are different credit checks are there. Okay, then let me explain you. Those checks are very important one. Then
And we can give for credit segment any currency, right, Vijay? There
yes,
is
yes,
no
any, yeah,
restriction to give any either company or group currency. Not
no,
not like that. Right?
not like that, not like that. Anything we can give, anything we can give.
Okay.
It's a depends. That's what, right? As I told, okay, the country level, if we would have the one credit segment, that is the good idea, but still that is the depends on the business requirement, Venkat. Okay, okay, we'll see that. statistical statistical credit check. Okay, so now there are different kind of checks are available. The credit checks, one is the statistical credit check, then let me put it like this, then B is the dynamic credit limit check, then it's a maximum document value. Then D is the changes made to critical fields. Then date of next review, then overdue open items, then oldest open items, then maximum number of dunning levels, max maximum number of user defined checks. So these are the credit checks which are available when we are going to place the, either it's a sales order or delivery, whatever it may be. It depends on the at which level we want to have the controls. It's a depends on the requirement. Okay, well, let us discuss about the one by one. What exactly the statistical credit check, what exactly it is going to perform. Then, so the statistical credit check, if we talk about the statistical credit check, where exactly the statistical credit check which is available, let me show you that one. Master data credit limit check. Okay, define blocking reasons, define credit checking rules. Here, if I come here and then let me open this one, default all checks. Okay, under this default all checks, the checks what I have explained, all the checks which are available, you just forget about 01. First let us focus about the, now 02 is the statistic credit check, then 03 is the dynamic credit check. Okay, where these checks are going to interlinked. Okay, in business partner we must have to select the I mean what kind of credit check rules, the business partner should have. At business partner level, which we are going to, we must have to assign the credit checking rules. Okay, now let us talk about the first. We'll discuss about the statistic credit check. Under this statistic credit check, what exactly it is going to happen? Okay, if we select this one, okay, the credit exposure, okay, the credit limit, whatever the credit limit which we have given, okay, and also let us assume if I select the statistic credit check. Okay, sorry. Now for this statistic credit check, let us assume now there is a credit limit. There is a credit limit I have given. Credit limit I have given 1 lakh rupees. Let us assume from this 1 lakh rupees, what system, what are the items system is going to consider at the time of sales order or at the time of delivery, whatever it may be. Okay, depends on the controls how we have defined in the system. Okay, so now whenever whenever we have selected the credit limit, the the statistic credit limit in the business partner, what will happen, the system will check with this 1 lakh rupees, okay, how many, remember, okay, how many open orders are there, remember, how many open orders are there, meaning that how many open sales orders are there to deliver. Let us assume let us assume that 10,000 rupees open sales orders are there. Then at the same time open deliveries, open deliveries, okay, how many open deliveries which are pending for this customer, 20,000 rupees. Let us assume, I'm just giving an example, how many open, billing documents are there, how many open billings documents are there. Okay, now at the same time, okay, open items, how many open line items are there, meaning that open FI documents, I'll mention here, open FI documents. So FI documents in the sense yet to receive payment from the customers, open invoice documents, open invoice FI documents. Okay, now let us assume the 15,000 rupees. Okay, let me check here the total, how much it is. 45,000 rupees. Okay, now what system is going to perform? See, now if I select the statistic credit check in the business partner, what are the things the system is going to check before allowing users to place the sales order or, okay, deliver to the okay, deliver to the, okay, the goods. Okay, these are the checks the system is going to perform. Okay, the open order value, and also in case these are the checks are available, but it is not mandatory to implement all these steps. Okay, the op, open order value, open order value open order value or document value. Okay, so now if the order, okay, now the in the document while creation of the sales order, I have given instructions, if the order value will be more than 50,000, the system does not allow users to place that order, that such kind of controls also. Okay, let us give the I'm just giving the control, but this is not order document value, it will not considered. Okay, but now if I specify here, this is the one, let us as a 50,000 rupees, because this I am going to excluding, why I'm excluding here, this is not part of the credit limit. This, I mean, the system will check the only the document value, okay, but not accumulate the total value. then and also okay, not yet been delivered, and also open orders, open deliveries which has not been delivered. Okay, so let us assume 50,000 rupees. I'm just giving an example here. Now the total limit, okay, at 25,000, okay, I'll give the limit 35,000 just for our understanding. Now the total limit, it's a Okay, even though it's a 1,20,000. Okay, let me. Okay, now the total limit customer. Okay, when the system, when we are going to select the statistic credit check in the business partner. Okay, where we are going to select this one, I will show you this one. If I select the credit, okay, if I under this one, if I go here, checkpoints, you can see here checks, different credit checks are there. You can see here, okay, credit insurance. Even if I select this one, statistical credit check exposure, credit segment, if you can assign the credit segment. But now here, if you want, you can define the multiple steps also. If I go inside of this one, if I go inside of this one, now you can see here, you see invalid date, okay, recalculation, scoring and all. I will explain you later on. Statistic credit check for exposure. See, now the maximum document value, credit horizon period, I will explain you. Then I am going to cover this one into the dynamic credit check. The maximum dunning levels I have explained. Okay, age of the oldest open items, payment behavior index, overview of the open items, show credit analyst. Okay, this is the one option, new option. Okay, but now you can see here, whatever the checks which I have explained, all the checks, if you would like to contribute, if you want to implement, you can just select this option and assign all these to your credit segment. So that what system does, whenever we are going to, okay, the credit check, when we are going to implement the statistic credit check, under this statistical credit check, the checkpoints are available. What I mean, which are all the which are all the checks are going to perform at the time of creation of sales order or deliver. It's a depends on the requirement. Okay, so here this is the main place. And also the next one is that under BP, let me go to the BP. So here, as I told, the role is that the credit management role is that UKM 000, UKM, this is the one credit. If I go here, credit segment here, under this credit segment, let me come down here, block the reasons. Okay, here, let me come here, general data. Under general data, credit profile, under credit profile, you can see here check rules. Here only whatever the check rules, default all checks, credit check only, statistic credit check, dynamic check, which one you want to select. But this and all scoring related, this scoring related, I will explain you later on. Okay, now the credit check rules, now you can see here only the three rules are available at this moment. These, from these three rules, which we want to select. Okay, either you, if you want to go by the 01, so under the 01, what it contains, it will have the two credits. I mean, the credit dynamic credit check will be there, static credit check will be there. It is the combination of two checks. The 01 is that. Okay, now which one we want? If you are going to select only the statistic credit check, what system does, the system is going to, okay, have the controls. These are all the things the system will be controlled. These are all the controls are available. It's a depends on the, okay, which one is applicable. Okay, we can go, we can implement that the credit checkpoints. Okay, now the credit check, now statistic credit check. Okay, now let me go to the let me go to the next one is the dynamic credit check. In this dynamic credit check, what exactly it is going to happen, the system will check the credit horizon period. That is a very important one. Okay, even in the now in the implementation projects also, we must have to go by the, okay, we must have to implement this credit horizon period. Okay, dynamic credit check. Okay, with credit horizon period, with credit horizon period. Okay, so what exactly dynamic credit check? Okay, so when we are going to implement the system, what it does exactly, now even though, let us assume, I will take the same example here. I will take the same example for better understanding. Now sorry. Now I have the credit limit. Okay, now I have the credit limit 1 lakh rupees, even though the customer or user is trying to create the okay limit utilized this much credit limit already utilized by the customer. Okay, then again still the users are trying to create the sales order or delivery, whatever it may be, but still I mean system is not allowing users to okay to place the order or to perform the delivery. Then what will happen, the customer, okay, I mean to which customer we are placing the order, the customer has discussed with the management people, with the respective department people. Okay, then further discussions, what they have decided that okay, now the customer promised to make the payment, okay, until maybe the 15 days period or 1 month. Okay, the customer is going to clear the which are all the pending. Okay, some of the amount or the total open values of the invoice documents he may clear okay within 30 days of the period, let us assume. Okay, now based on the discussions, the management decided that now what I am trying to do, even though if there are some many items, okay, all the sales orders are there, open deliveries are there, okay, then open billing documents are there. So even though if we can implement, okay, if we can specify the credit horizon period, credit credit horizon period. Okay, the credit horizon period, what it does exactly, the credit horizon period, let us assume 30 days. Okay, so today if I am going to implement the credit horizon period which I have given 30 days, from when it is going to start, let us assume okay 23rd of Jan 23. Okay, the credit period horizon period calculation which is going to start from 23rd Jan to then 22nd February 23rd. Okay, until this period, okay, until this period, if users are going to create sales order, deliveries, whatever it may be, the system will not stop users, because until the what we are telling to system, until this 30 days period should not stop users to create the orders or deliveries, okay, until this period, because customer has been promised to us, okay, to clear the sum of the amounts. It's a depends on the customers and our organization, I mean department discussions. Okay, now where we are going to specify the credit horizon period. Okay, now when we are going to select this one, the credit horizon, let me check this one. Okay, statistic or dynamic credit check only, credit segment. Okay, now okay, let me cancel this one. Okay, now you can see here dynamic credit check will dynamic credit check with credit horizon period. Okay, how many days which you want to specify, you can see here what it is going to happen. I am going to specify here is the credit horizon period is a 30 days. Okay, so until the 30 days period, what system does, okay, for the purpose of okay until the 30 days period, okay, the system will not stop the users, but 30 days and all this much I mean longer period the clients will not allow, maybe 1 or 2 days the customers, there could be a chance. Okay, even but this also we need to understand, even we can implement the months also, it's a depends on your requirement. Okay, then okay, so the credit horizon period, if we can specify here, again it will have impact on your automatic credit check, where we are going to define automatic credit checking rules are there. Okay, there is a one more configuration step, important configuration step over there. We can able to see the credit horizon days. This is also important one, the credit horizon days. Okay, to the system will the system should not stop users, okay, while creation or place the orders. It's a depends on the business requirement. Then then let me go to the maximum document value. Okay, but only these are the major two things, but some clients they may go for the maximum document value. This is what, if I am going to specify here, if the document value is a users are trying to create more than 50,000, the system will, what system should do, system should not allow users to stop. Such kind of controls we can implement. Okay, change made critical fields. Okay, sometimes if there are any critical fields has been changed by some users or some who authorized person, then even in such situations also system should not allow users, because sensitive fields, there will be some sensitive fields. Okay, then system should stop that one. Okay, but most are the frequent the checks which we can see these three. Okay, maximum document value, sometimes they will allow, they will go for the even maximum dunning. Okay, maximum number of dunning levels. Okay, here this also they can see. Okay, then then change made critical fields we have already discussed. Date of next review. Okay, date of next review. Okay, if it is been crossed. Okay, now the date of, okay, credit limit, there is a 10,000 limit, credit limit, which we have already given to customer. Okay, until to next review date. Okay, the person, the authorized person need to come back and they need to review that limit and they need to change the date. Until then the system will not allow users if the date already been crossed. Okay, overdue line items, anyhow this we must have to implement the overdue, because if the customer open items are since 180 days, since 60 days, 90 days are pending, this system has to consider while checking the credit limit. Okay, and also overdue open items also we can specify how long the system should check the open items. Okay, since 90 days open items are in open, those line items only I want to check when the system is going to perform credit check. Or if I want to check this open items 180 days also, okay, whichever I mean which one is suitable for client requirement we can select, but days and all we can specify, there is an option. Then oldest open items also. Okay, how long the open items are pending, the customers open items. Okay, so the minimum okay, maximum, minimum or maximum, not minimum, maximum number of dunning levels. Okay, now if I implement, okay, now we have the dunning procedure, it's a 4 dunning levels. Even though we have sent 2 reminders to the customer, even though if the customer is not responding back, then the system should check. Okay, after sending the 2 reminders, after performing the 2 dunning levels also, even though if user will not perform, then user will not come back, user, there is no response from user, then system should check. Okay, if the dunning 2 levels also crossed, user defined checks, these user defined checks also important. Okay, user defined checks, most are the cases where users are going to specify based on the external rating information, or internally they will decide that one. Okay, based on the risk class, the customer will define the, okay, credit limits. It's a depends on the requirement, but most are the cases we must have to implement these three. And overdue line items, date of next review, it's a depends on the client requirement, these two, and the maximum dunning levels. Okay, these three and first three, and the, okay, then it's a depends on the requirement. Okay, then these three also will be included when we are going to perform the credit check. Okay, so now today we just have seen that the credit checks which are all available. Tomorrow, because what we would require is a complete end-to-end sales and distribution configuration, because whenever we are going to create the sales order, then that sales order level we want to see the blocks. Okay, the credit check blocks, whether it is a giving the it should give warning message or error message, or it should stop the users. Okay, we will see that one. Okay, tomorrow we'll see the complete configuration of the sales and distribution. Then at the same time, we can, once that will be completed, we'll go for the, okay, we'll go for the if I mean the credit management configuration. Okay, so if anyone is having any further queries, so please let me know. Okay, but remember, credit horizon period and all important. Okay, there are few configuration steps which we must have to perform. Okay, for this one we must require